was a smart Ghana update and I'm here. Will be a quite by message and come I be do comment or comment session and will be also official. Koku and you do our former deputy general secretary Emma NDC Wakasa watches of what Otumfuo Osei Tutu the second of him so of one super parliament in some movie cause of parliamentary. In Traye, your boycott, ye be near boycott, ye be near one of the a game being a home play. Sana 1992 constitution, Sana boycott. A jam tonton nifia corner and from our hono. A fanua no move for 1992 constitution, no, a boya more, a shishem, rebia, say, no, ya done no cry, any, no. Sa boycott, game play, no dear, eso muja, young Konikuti, or Koniku in some our kayas of Otumfuo Osei ba e be di hu nkomo
the revered respected Asantini Osei Asantini condemns parliament intransigence say penin odua matimante exactly and now what to the num chiu say there penin akasa wakasa pa he said such intransigent stance did not augur well for the country's democracy and could create room for an insurrection. See, to quote, when the art of governance becomes overly rigid and inflexible, it invites the search for an irresistible force and an unorthodox path for resistance. Or, if you like, when you tempt fate, there's no JJ Shebre too much. You risk the danger of fate descending with unintended consequences. End of quote. One say now JJ Shebre do doa. A bedroom pebina Shebre a money when so.
Yeah.
And as all son one. Baby or de adiane befano. Enyamode. And maybe me can say same way be. Say me can say man can say. Because if you go into the history of our parliamentary democracy,
yes.
I think in 1979, under the Third Republic, there was a same issue with the inability of the National Assembly Parliament to pass a budget for the Liman regime.
Okay.
Whatever happened is history. So let's not push the frontiers of the democracy to any breaking point. Let us not push the frontiers of democracy to any breaking point. I mean, so the politics is going on, but we need a budget to function. Otherwise, how do we pay salaries?
But majority is on pass it in their own accord, and you know
that is
problem.
That is where we are. They almost on pass it.
Minority some are rejected.
Minority rejected first.
Yes.
Our parliament majority walk out. Then interestingly, majority super pass
minority
will walk out.
Present.
I mean, I don't visit. We don't know what's going on now.
I didn't of course go.
Why? If they all sit, and they raise their protest and they vote, won't we know the real numbers? So they said, so Masaya walk out. Here's why I walk out. Then they want to play games with us.
It's our dynamics, any games, I hear Bunny saying, is it based on negotiation?
I think that is where I think that's where the something is coming from. That the games, Edu Babia, let's call a truce on the game and realize that Masa say a game being nearby. People are seeing through the game and beyond the game into Ajubreo, and let us move on. Right? Let us move on. That's all. Because we cannot function without the budget. We cannot function as a nation. Everything by 30. Today is what? 14th. So another 15 days. December is over.
Yes.
Is that not it?
Yeah.
How do we function? How do we operate?
Interesting. But budget, is problematic. Minority, a very genuine consensus and
of course. I mean, why not? I've talked about the general issue of the principle of taxation. Yeah. So if they find it difficult to accept a certain policy to do with taxation, but like you see, our 1992 constitution. If you go into it deeply, Mr. Speaker, that's where the challenge is for our whole governance process.
Okay.
So we have a constitution. Then again, sa boycott you, boycott. And 92 year constitution. Yamrapon. Ebinumu say omode omushek chi ebinumu. And to omun kosa consultative assembly to go and deliberate on the crafting of the constitution. At the end of the day, you left the constitution, the crafting of the constitution, to one side of the political divide. Let's be fair to our history. Boycott, GBA, boycott here, some political group boycott here, when boycott here. No. At the end of the day, you left the constitution in the hands of one side of the divide. So the constitution was crafted in a certain way. Now, it took a visionary president like Adom to say, look, if we don't change this constitution going forward, because the constitution is a document, so you have all the fine articles, all the blah blah blah, you have the institutions of state, Mr. Speaker, but constitution as it is not where we have got into. It's not development oriented as a document. If you've gone through it very well.
But more party they take initiative for amendment.
Wonderful.
But reports need that so that
one of the
Koku enidohu former CC no assess of NDC mo zo of NDC mo. E be di hu nkomo say ensema a wo ka no no kore anase enye no kore.
Ensema wo ka no aye no kore papa. Di ti no kore papa ne say Parliament na wo ho sa asisi ya no. Political mindsets will move more than national development. Did you make us answer? Oh yes, because we be able to say they say budget you more pre-hui. Unkona umuremu ye no. Not the experts in the minority side no. Ehunu say about way to me implement especially e-levy hu nsem ya ebeboa na ba am wanya sika de ye adwuma. Ena na ba nso ye adwuma ye adwuma dia, that means their chances of coming back no very difficult. And as I did ye mumu. Announce say omo say about way to me passes na they will be obenye sika from the enrich omo because ye tibi say MPB ba bosum say your friends say 4 years, that's one term. I to abama no onko no wasisi adan bebrebe. You ask yourself say he for die be sika nko an no munya wo emrahye bedomfie ho. Eti bi omo nse no nkofo sa de omde ibe no omenye sika chen ya no omenye sika omuntini ya sa de ye mpene ma ne maso ene we mu nso so amagye se mumpo ye ne ya ba woso ntino mumpo ye de beba na be de ba enso ehunu se sika na beba boa ma yetumi aye adwuma senemu a Ghana fo be sa ato aba ma yen ana nso se ye benye sika tafuru ntini kwan bia so enam so ye de be hyamokon no ye de be hyamokon eti de Otumfuo ne Koku do ka no me no mo ya de pass o mo de sebe Ghana fo adwene di agro mo de adwene di agro cause ye hu ema ye hu de
adwene di agro.
Oh yes, some de adwene di agro because ye hu the true nature of the budget. The data make us say minority leader aya ye will reduce e ba be ka say ono de anka onyaya anka especially e-levy no anka emamra 1%. That means na kuma muno no say adepa. Ana na nkofo so ntia dey masa yempesa o mitonyami yempesa kura ana osaba dey afekora me nam kanso so abo afekora enyimfiri okura di ne si ye ama obesana no etitesu say yageno mu didi agoko no ankasa kuma mdo no say adedi ankaye but because medical cancer political mindset no ntino okogituma hu so nkofo no onbefa ho akọ etisa de a matwe asan was an annual so said Katia General Secretary so similar thing. Some also they are not against us. Any other it among who said clearly because minority in someone who can with all the respect. I must see far Keta Sea Defense Project no MSH budget team. When you say project I work on her Obia demand say Baba and the man. No be na budget team. Anameboa. And another kwame cow has to say Kasa ye will be kwama de yemfa ba konkohyem a obi aso ka yemfa nkohyem ne ye de kohyem sika bempo na ka de koye enti san sem nyina akeka bomu a utu say the Otumfuo kasa some de parliament to sabi omo de di agro kakra no me ne ya dwen pa say ensesa basa
no o kan 1992 constitution ho asema wo che say sa na ye ya sese na abedu penso bi a yen hunu say di insinye no because of mra no nkofo bi boycott ye ne ade a na beduru sese usu said 1992 constitution ya omo eken ye betimi asesa no.
Of course, ade ben yen sesa no say 1992 na Ghana ba wi ase Ghana o hode daada na emom 92 na ye reformation anas ye reference ye amendment ewo ye laws nti o ye laws e bi article 1962 e bi 2007 e bi 2004 we 92 eti emra no ye amendment room all the time eti se fi sen chimato bi wo ho a enye individual there because so okasa banya ote akonwa so en change constitution na onye amendment room a obey to suit itself eti e wose nyina ye national dialogue to say 1992 die ya tama ye pass ye nyina eto aba no ye referendum ye to referendum yes or no eti we say ye pass esa constitution na e de ne ye kosesa ene ye one question na ye Ghana for majority of Ghanaians so president sa ene ye two na sa majority majority of Ghanaians president sa de ya ene na ye be ye another ABA referendum to change the constitution e ho sisi 1992 constitution na say ye amendment we say the mampani Kofi started bi say o ye wura female so buy no obeye obetwa ko ye amendment room ankwa ankosi eti ade kropoten wo wa mi ntumi nye no ene ade a wo se ye hwe is it that MPs na ho no the current constitution na ho no if favor more eti na obi anya will so be support and obi push agenda ma ya sana na all these and many questions are to be asked and all that timi me hunu say e kase Sunday between sapam na yi
yenhwe na odi wano si no yenhwe ade about this year is omudi ago parliament ne Koku ni do kasa no na nipa no bisa no question bi say ada compensation bi ada afa be amankofo bi ana that means it said ye kase age budget na tumu a minority form person be gia tumu ni ade no no bisa no uzu say compensation bi betimi akofa be ama afide minority kan ho asem bi ngura na.
Of course na mdi ka kire o say Ghana has say no politics no it's no more politics it's now politics tricks are be used na be ma otumi akwanim o hwe ade ne pa assistance na say that's how it looks like into waka say ombetumi amamu ko be kai sabra ye change Ghana Telecom akọ Vodafone. There was this same accusations. There was this same resistance set from the minority side. Someone prema, yeah, and found Vodafone. Me kai pa vividly. But anche, yehu yansa fide. Actually, the kura. I'm say PC appeal for you. Say one of the penifone be car say. Said there were some compensations. Jikakana ko anu tumbi PM ho. Ete betumi apie. Why not? Some ye nipa. And they are not twian na santwian. There na ye. Ada so be twamanate ana so be gya atwen it is it's possible ko ba bia ni pehia bia no kasa kire any compensation na esan so bible eso no bi twoma nso na se ekwan onyamfa ndu court dem a panechew echew panonso bu a panchew a o ma nkoko ba kasa ne tokrete mame ene tomato mame you say mame it's possible but they hear power from the tomb at the back of the head and say de ye kwagya tum bia de ye gi compensation hu bia no eyadia ebebo oman no ana yes eyadia na se nyame ho eyadia ebebo oman no ana se eyadia de mimi nyanenti ena mekoje these are the two things I was about trim se Ghana ho ena wo hu sa de na ye na emom me ya opposition tina na me twen na fe de ya ti yentwa so a fine na emom se ye ma okakra no akon no tum dia judgment wait for all of us
judgment wait for all of us. Smart Ghana update and I'm sure you must also document about on Koma ID. The happy Christmas and as a happy New Year. The over funny beer and yes, and say, Yamama and Quatintin at 2021. I try a big trying as some game 2022, not 2022. So I ain't going to be there and the OBS crown.